Car thief gets instant car. Okay.
Broke into my car in San Francisco and stole my backpack. But what they'll soon find out is that thanks to some high-tech glitter and fart spray delivery mechanisms, that's no ordinary backpack.
Ain't nobody back here, right?
And this guy's also trying to break into my car, but what he doesn't realize is those are bulletproof windows, because that's just funny. Every year, 20,000 cars are broken into in the city of San Francisco. But who's behind all these break-ins? Like, is it organized crime or gangs or just random individuals? And then what happens to all the stuff that they steal? Well, just like when we use the power of glitter to infiltrate and shut down those terrible scam call centers in India, I'm happy to report that having teamed up with a veteran investigative reporter and gotten our bait car broken into 25 separate occasions over the past 8 months, we now have a much clearer picture of what's going on and even some thoughts on how to stop it. And as this video is the conclusive finale to the whole Glitterbomb series, this time for reals, I'm so happy to report that we finally got some really good reactions to that perfectly harmless, yet wretchedly abhorrent fart spray, including one that's not too far off from a
Dude, this one fucking kid that I hated so much in high school just randomly decided to dump a whole bottle of that out in one of our classes. Oh my god, I hated that kid so much. Dude, he was the most, like... So to explain what kind of kid this guy was, his dad got him a brand new Mustang. So this was like 2015, it was like a 2016 Mustang. He literally rolled it into a ditch in front of the school within a week, and it was totaled. And then he got another car. That's the kind of kid that this guy was.
Now, if you haven't seen any of my other Glitterbomb videos, the 15-second recap is that 5 years ago, these two took a package from my porch, which inspired
So like, you are
me to
now,
combine my-
bro, no, this guy was fucking evil. Sorry to go on this random tangent about this guy. He fucking sucked. Oh my god, I could say so much more shit about this guy, but, I mean, who cares?
My engineering skills with my Christmas time affinity for Kevin McAllister. And that not only led to different versions of Glitterbomb bait packages that would spin, spray, flash, stick, punch, or fly, but it eventually led us over to India where we ended up
Okay, so this was like my sophomore year. My high school boyfriend got expelled for a semester. So he went to a different school for a semester, and this guy was like part of our friend group before that happened, and he knew that I was dating this one guy, right? And then one day he comes up to me at lunch, and like, he was starting to act weird before this, but he was like, hey, like, he said this, like, I don't even want to repeat what it was, but it was basically like, hey, you want to go do disgusting things? And I literally screamed in his face, get the fuck away from me. And then I started hearing that for the rest of the year, he would just go up to me and be like, is it just me or is Emily like a huge fucking bitch now? And I was like, okay, it's fine. And then the next year, I didn't talk to him at all after that, by the way, because I was like, whatever, I don't care. You can do your thing, say whatever you want. The next year, he came up to me and he was like, you know what? I think I'm ready to forgive you. And I was like, oh yeah? And he was like, yeah, we can be friends now, we're cool. And I was like, okay, that's fine. And then, by this point, my high school boyfriend had, come back to the school, right? And I don't even remember what this kid said to him, but my boyfriend punched him in the face and knocked him out, and I don't remember what he said, but whatever it was so bad that the teacher was like, yeah, the guy who punched him shouldn't get suspended or expelled, so he didn't. That's how much everyone hated this guy. Even the teachers were like, yeah, he kind of deserved it. So, anyway. Fucking based. But I was still so mad about that Mustang because I was like, bro has such a cool car. And then he wrecked it in 1 week. And was like, yeah, I was doing donuts and I went into the fucking ditch outside the school. I was like, okay, bro.
Infiltrating, then shutting down 5 of those terrible scam call centers. But Mark, you object. You said last year was the final Glitterbomb, and that was true. Until earlier this year, I had the unfortunate realization that glitter and fart spray hadn't solved all forms of crime worldwide when my own car was broken into. I'm missing a window. Not cool, San Francisco. Not cool. That also made me realize our 11th hour cobbled together car package last year never got enough footage to uncover who was actually behind behind all the San Francisco car break-ins. So 10 months ago, for one final time, we completely redesigned the Glitterbomb from the ground up.
Do these guys end up
Only
getting
this
arrested
time,
because of these videos? Or they just run away?
For starters, instead of using centrifugal force to fire the glitter, this year we'd be using 900 psi of compressed gas. Because if you take a CO2 bike tire inflator and attach a pipe to the outlet, then connect a high torque servo motor to the opening valve, and then repeat that configuration and stack them on top of each other, well then when you load those pipes with copious amounts of biodegradable glitter and fart spray, and then trigger the servo motors, that highly compressed CO2 is gonna very quickly push out anything in the pipe that gets in its way. At the core, we still have a custom printed circuit board that will make all the decisions for the device, in addition to talking to us via a two-way cellular connection. Then we slap on a car horn for good measure, and place that whole compact form factor into the base of a custom sewn backpack with external access to the outlet nozzles. Like in years past, we'll still capture footage using a pair of phones that get tucked into the sides, with the added benefit of serving as the backpack GPS and the speakers for the countdown timer. And once these backpacks are stolen, they'll of course be on the move all over the place. And since there's no guarantee we're gonna get them back, for the third year in a row, we turn to my friends at T-Mobile to make sure no matter what, we get the footage from the cloud, given the complete coverage and crazy speeds of their network that I've actually gone out and benchmarked myself before. Finally, we lock up the bottom compartment to prevent tampering, then use a rubber stopper glued to a patch to plug and conceal the outlets. Then as a decoy to divert suspicion, we got some clothes and a bunch of old non-functional laptops to place in each bag. We also created a second version with a suitcase form factor and identical guts in case word got out about the backpacks. Then the car itself has 8 hidden dash cams, all powered by a 2,000 watt-hour camping battery in the trunk that also plugs into the backpack with 2 barrel jacks.
This crime is sponsored by T-Mobile. How is this a crime?
100% charge until stolen, and the other to serve sort of as a digital tripwire, so the backpack knows exactly when it was stolen to initiate the stolen bag protocol. We also served up 2 more surprises this year by first creating a bait car with impossible to break polycarbonate windows, which is the same stuff bulletproof glass is made of. That car also has the added benefit of a microphone in the trunk for detecting when someone's trying to break the window, which will of course release the air in this tank, triggering this pneumatic piston with a special surprise on the end. And as a final idea, we took an actual gaming laptop, removed the extra fan, and in its place added a GPS tracker that would continuously stay charged by using the laptop battery. That way we'd always know where it was, even if they wiped the hard drive. The thought here was to put that laptop in a backpack to actually get stolen with no glitter involved. And then with the help of Dan Noyes, who spent 30 years as the chief investigative journalist for the San Francisco ABC 7 News team, we could trace the laptop's footsteps to try and get some answers. So after a couple of months of designing, testing, and building, we put them out in a few different cars, and we waited. And we didn't have to wait long. But before I subject you to gratuitous amounts of broken glass, I'm gonna start off with a little broken glass of my own. 3, 2, 1. Nice shot, Eloise. I'm Mark Rober, and for over a decade, I've been making YouTube videos to showcase what it means to think like an engineer. But what exactly does that mean? You ready? Whoa. Thoughts?
Probably less catalyst.
Good call. It means you know failure is part of the process.
Well, when the YouTubers put effort into the ads, I like to watch them.
Or piano practicer, because you're resilient.
Like internet historians ads are so fucking good.
And trying until you get it right. Or you can just come up with a totally different solution. Because if you think like an engineer, you think differently. And that unlocks creative new ways to have fun. And that's exactly why I created Crunch Labs, where you get a super fun toy.
Wait, this is his own ad.
To your porch every month.
I also like when it's like their
You're gonna love that one, Sarah. See you next month. And then you put it together with me as I teach you all the juicy physics that make them work. So if you want to train your brain to see the world in a whole new light while having a ton of fun at the same time, just go to crunchlabs.com right now and reserve yours. You nailed it, Gabe. Out of the gate, it was pretty clear if our goal was to find out who was behind all these car break-ins, they were going to do everything in their power to not be found out. But the advantage of teaming up with an 18-time Emmy Award-winning investigative journalist is that when one of our 8 cameras catches these guys nearly causing an accident, we can play it back so Dan can run their license plate, which must be precisely why they'd removed their license plate. Thankfully, on our third break-in, our lucky
my award! I gave it to them.
And this time, we struck pay dirt. Because once Dan ran the license plate, he made a shocking discovery. Turns out, this car belonged to a longtime SF State College professor who also sits on the board of a prestigious Oakland charter school. And so like any good investigative journalist, Dan found his home address and showed up to confront him. Except he turned out to be a really nice guy who informed us that his license plate was stolen from his car a few weeks prior. And what Dan would eventually learn on nearly all the other license plates he would run over the course of our operation is that not only do the thieves commonly drive around with stolen license plates,
We got Georgia plates.
but they tend to steal from a similar color and model as their own vehicle to avoid an obvious mismatch. So the car thieves showed they could handle our cameras and investigative techniques, but now the question was, how would they handle a little bit of harmless glitter? Spoiler alert, not very well.
Do they even make that much money from breaking into cars? Like, the most expensive thing would be like a laptop. I guess if they can do a bunch of the damage now. Maybe.
I'm trying to.
Notice how the first thing he does is check the trunk by pulling down the seat, trying to unsuccessfully steal our strapped-down battery.
feel
This
like
is
I'm
pretty
watching
common for them to
squirrels
do,
again, like
that's why
that other
leaving
Mark
valuables
Roper
in your
video.
trunk isn't really a great option.
Thieves in the wild.
In the end, he changes his mind not just about our backpack,
Damn, 23
but our
minutes.
laptop too.
5, 4, 3, 2.
This next one is truly one of my favorite reactions ever, because one of the guys proves there actually is honor among thieves as he takes the full blame for the fart spray stench. And I'm just gonna let the tape roll to give you an exclusive first-person viewpoint of what it's like to ride along with some of these smash and grab thieves.
Oh shit.
To the next spot. Keep going. No, yeah, to the next. To
This
the
guy,
parking lot.
this guy looks
Hey,
really
we got
young.
Georgia
What the fuck is
plates.
he
I got it
doing?
wrote for us, money.
Okay.
I got it wrote for us.
If you talk about this parking lot,
Yes, and there's
And we're
two
going
more.
in there.
Yes, and there's two more parking lots going down the street that we gotta hit.
I just don't know what bag.
Huh?
Sorry, baby.
Back here, right?
It shouldn't be.
I smell it now.
Me too, I'm smelling something. I'll claim whatever though. Hold on. I'll claim whatever. Is that shit back there?
Go. It don't matter. Just go.
He can't bip it. He can't bip it.
Do the other one. Oh, they got the. Stay, baby. Stay. Now. Shut up. Come on. Stay.
Pull up. Pull up in front of him.
No, stay. Look at the.
No! I got it. I got it. I got it. I got it. On the front. On the front. No. Stay, bro. Get in the car. Money. Get in the front seat.
It's okay. Get it. It's okay. Why you get in the bag?
No, let him get in the front. Let him get in the
No.
front so it's quick, bro.
Dude,
Get in the
they
front.
suck.
Open your door. No, that's okay. It's not gonna
First
fix
day on the job, for real.
Let's go. Go left. Keep searching.
Bad cops.
Back to
You don't have a Sonaka.
Oh, you heard that sound.
15, 14, 13, 12, 11,
What the hell was that?
9,
Go.
8, 7, 6,
And we were surprised to learn that more than half of the steals weren't from thieves traveling in cars. But that still leads them to developing their own strategies. For example, this guy here has already scoped out and wants to steal our backpack. The problem is, all these people over here would see him. That is, unless he just waits for the perfectly timed obstruction.
The bus.
This guy not only has an official construction worker type vest on, but his technique is to break in on foot, then walk his newfound treasures back to his car, where he can now discreetly lean in through the window to see what he got, which probably works out really well 99% of the time. But it's hilariously the worst possible strategy in this case. Because in the end, he leaves the backpack behind and drives off, having stolen just our fart spray and glitter. Now, one thing all the thieves had in common was how quickly they could break the glass, which is actually surprisingly difficult to do if you don't have the right technique, because all car windows are made from tempered glass, which, by the way, as far as inventions go, is an incredible feat of engineering, because it not only makes the glass much harder to break, but if it does break, it shatters into harmless pebbles that aren't going to leave deep cuts. The one Achilles heel to tempered glass, however, is it's extremely vulnerable to highly concentrated points of stress. So while this window can easily withstand my soccer ball, baseball, and even wrench, if I take a simple spark plug and harvest just the ceramic insulating part, the sharp, ultra-hard aluminum oxide is able to create a tiny localized stress point on the window, and that's all it takes.
Damn.
And that's why in every case, they're using some form of this spark plug in a handle form, where the tip is a really sharp piece of ceramic or hardened steel, at which point it doesn't take much force at all. And since it's typically so easy for them, while the pop-up face didn't activate because of a dead battery issue, it was still really heartwarming to see them deal with our bulletproof window when a juicy piece of luggage was just sitting right in plain sight, only to eventually leave in frustration, totally empty-handed. And to be fair, quite a few of the break-ins were from individuals it would be a stretch to classify as seasoned professionals. For example, this guy tried to use a blowtorch to break the window, which definitely isn't a thing. He eventually finds a screwdriver to snap the edge of the glass, but then realizes he broke the wrong window and the backpack won't fit out. So he goes to unlock and open the door, but now he set off the alarm. So he has to ride off to avoid suspicion with mission unaccomplished.
Fuck?
Or there's this guy who spends about an hour tracking the car, pacing back and forth to come up with a plan and work up the courage to make the steal. Only to eventually learn this hopeful life lesson on taking stuff that isn't yours.
The smell just keeps getting stronger and stronger. It's on my ass, but look.
Now before I end this video, and the whole Glitterbomb series for that matter, with hands down the best reaction to the fart spray we've ever got in 6 years, I want to revisit the question Dan and I hope to answer through all these break-ins in the first place with regards to who's behind these and why. And I'll start by saying typically on the news, you'll see organized groups like this because that just looks really intimidating. But that was much more of a rare occurrence in our experience. More than 80% of our steals were just individuals acting on their own. So like not some kind of organized gang operation. And a majority of the 80% that were individuals honestly didn't seem like they even did this very often. So then why are they doing it? Well, as we were trying to figure that out ourselves, we sort of hit a breakthrough on our GPS tracking laptop. Because after it was stolen, it came to this location for about a half a day, but then after that, it made its way over to this neighborhood, and that's where it's been ever since. But the thing is, Dan recognized that first spot because he did a news report more than a month and a half earlier when he told the story of a video producer who tracked his stolen gear there because the thieves knew it was a fencing operation where they could quickly exchange the gear for money.
He's on the phone with a San Francisco police officer when he sees his camera gear arrive at this location in the 300 block of Leavenworth.
And he goes, oh yeah, that's a known major fencing operation.
What is
Everybody
fencing?
in the Bay Area knows that they can bring their stolen goods and offload them there.
And look, there's a whole host of things that leads to
selling
20,000
stolen
cars
stuff?
per year
Oh,
getting
gotcha.
broken into, and people
I've never
taking
heard
stuff
that term
that isn't
before.
theirs. And some of the core issues down here are super complicated and require nuance and public policy to address. But right below people stealing from cars are these fencing markets. There's a demand for these stolen goods. So it feels like shutting down these markets and not
Jesus,
having
even
a place to
toothbrushes?
exchange stolen goods for money so incredibly easily would
Deodorant?
go a long ways
Oh my
to stopping
God.
car break-ins. This is also why you see people stealing things like soap and toiletries from a place like Walgreens. The thief doesn't need that much soap. But when he knows he can easily
lot of
turn it
laundry
into real money in less than an hour, you eventually get stores that look like this, or just permanently have to shut down altogether. And I can't imagine I'm telling the city something they don't already know, but when you have a public news report about a spot apparently everyone knows you can go to sell stolen items, and then 1.5 months later, my
no
laptop goes
way.
to the exact same spot to be sold, it certainly feels like more could be done here to remove the incentive for the break-ins and store thefts to occur in the first place. And so with that, I'll leave you with this. And I feel it's very important to point out here that this fart spray is perfectly harmless to breathe. It just truly smells really, really bad.
Yeah, it's fucking disgusting.
Because after breaking not one, but two of our windows, he yells out a racial slur ostensibly at an innocent bystander. And in the most perfect
that's not a slur, but... Like, did he say the B word or...
innocent bystander.
I thought I said bitch. It sounds like he's saying bitch. I mean, konnichiwa is not a slur. I don't know.
And in the most perfect definition of instant karma ever, 2 minutes later, the dry heaving ensues.
He said bitch. I mean, bitch is technically a slur, right? But... Well, I guess he's like a wholesome father, so... Like, okay, yeah, makes sense. No, yeah, no, he definitely was being racist, saying he said... Oh, apparently he said more, I just couldn't tell. Jesus, okay.
Recovery sequence initiated.
So that's it, my official final wrap on the whole series. And if you've been keeping score at home, we've had 167 porch pirates glitterbomb themselves, as well as 29 car thieves. We've returned $50,000 to elderly scam victims, and had 5 scam call centers shut down, with 53 of those scammers arrested. So thanks for watching and sharing these heartwarming videos over the years. And of course, a final thank you farewell to these two, without which none of this would have ever happened.
That was fucking bullshit.
Look at that, is it glitter? Yeah. Oh my god. Oh god. What the f? What the f? Hello. Oh. Ew, I smell it.
That's meal.
Alright, we f***ing get it, okay. Smells like f***ing shit in here.
This is so fucking good.
Scam. F*** you, YouTubers. Yes! Look!
If you want a Christmas morning reaction like that, well, I got great news for you, because they're opening this toy. It's called the Crunch Labs Build Box, and it's something I made to help kids think like an engineer, because I myself am an engineer. I worked at NASA for a bunch of years, and now I make YouTube videos to get kids stoked about science by building ridiculous contraptions. But just passively watching a YouTube video only takes you so far. The real learning occurs in the trenches, when you're engaging all the senses by building alongside me as I teach you all the juicy physics that make the toy work. And our secret as to why we've delivered millions of these boxes already is because we're real good at hiding the vegetables. And here's what I mean by that. 87% of kids rated an 8 through 10 on a fun scale out of 10. But also, more than 3 out of 4 parents said their child gained a new passion around STEM and engineering after getting the build box. On top of that, each month your box has a chance to contain the platinum ticket. And if yours has it, well, then you're coming out to Crunch Labs to build with me and my team for a day. So if you want to embark on this monthly journey with me and get a Christmas morning reaction like this,
Oh my gosh! Crunch
just go to crunchlabs.com or use the link in the video description where we're giving away 2 months free as a holiday special. Thanks for watching.
Shit, I want to watch another one. What's a good one? I've only really seen that one and then his squirrel series.